Hello, how's it going? I'm Andy, and in this video, I'm going to be painting some hot rod flames on some spoons. So, my last build was a hot rod spaceship, and it didn't actually include the process for painting the flames on it. So, yeah, this is it. And these were my practice spoons that I did before I painted my build. So, I'll put those up to one side, and I was just going to do a few more of those. But first, I'll get some paper, just so I can practice on paper first. So I'll just sketch out here the shape of flame that I'm going to try to go for, and I realise you probably can't see this very well, but I'll go over it with some pen here or some Sharpie, just so it stands out a bit better. That's the sort of shape I'm trying to go for. I'll just continue out here and draw a smaller one either side. Now, I'm going to be painting these on a curved surface, so I'm going to want to follow that curve. So I'll just draw out a circle here, and that's the sort of general curve it's going to have, and that's just to give me a wee guideline to follow. And this could be anything, but for me it's a spoon. And I'll just mark out the base of the first flame because I want it to generally be in the centre, and then I'll try to make each one smaller as I move away from the centre. And I'm just trying to keep it nice and loose and keep the shapes just nice and curvy. I'll just go over it with a pen here just so you can see it a bit better. So something like that, but they're not perfect, it could be better. So I'll just practice a few more here. Alrighty, well hopefully you get the idea anyway. I'm not the best at sketching, but that'll do for now. Alrighty, now I'll just get started on some spoons. And I almost forgot, if you want to watch a professional drawing some flames, check out Robert Marzullo's channel. He has a load of how to draw videos, and his tutorial on flames is definitely worth watching. So that's Robert Marzullo. So pre-prepared these spoons just with some black spray paint, and I've got my homemade wet palette here ready to go. And my paint, it's just some acrylic Santa Red and some Canary Yellow. It's just some cheap acrylic. And then I've got my small brush here. It's nothing fancy, just a small brush. I couldn't tell you what size it is, to be honest. So for this first spoon, I'm going to keep the flames quite large, and I'll start with pretty much a U shape, an elongated U shape, and I'll just fill in around that. And you can see this paint doesn't really cover very well. It's going to take a few coats, but that's okay. Just try to keep it in frame there, sorry about that. And when I finish doing the flames, I'll fill in the rest of the spoon just with red, and that'll help the yellow cover up the black, because yellow doesn't cover very well. So yeah, that's the first coat of red done on those large flames. They are going to need a couple more coats, but that's fine, I'll go over them later. But yep, first round done. And before I do any more, I'll just hit that with the hairdryer and move everything up here just so I'll make sure to keep it in frame this time. And give it another coat. Just carefully go around what I've already done and give it another coat. I'm sort of painting here at arm's length just to try and keep it in the camera, so sorry if I'm not keeping it in frame. And you can see the second coat there is covering much better. It's starting to show up much better now. And just continue filling it all in. And I don't need to be as particular as I'm moving down towards the bottom of the spoon because it is going to be painted yellow. And there we go, second coat done. It's gonna need another coat, maybe actually another 2 coats, but I'll start putting some yellow on here now just so you can see what eventually the blend's gonna look like. This is just the first coat of yellow. I will be coming back and blending the red and yellow together, but yellow doesn't really cover very well, so this will just help with that. I'll set that to one side for now and start another one here. I'll just try to make the flames on this one slightly smaller. I'll start with my U shape, just a slightly smaller one this time, and then start filling around that, just trying to fit in more flames this time, and again keeping that curve of the spoon, each one smaller than the one before. And that's the first coat done. You can see the paint really doesn't cover very well at all, but come the second coat it looks much better. Now onto the third spoon, and these ones I'm going to try and make even smaller again. So again, start with an even smaller U shape right in the middle of the spoon here, and then just fan out the rest of the flames from the center out, just making each one smaller than the one before. And when I was researching these, I did come across a video of a girl painting these on her own nails, which was pretty impressive. They were a lot smaller than this, and she was using just the paintbrush that came in the nail varnish, so that was pretty impressive. And there we go, third one done, and they're a wee bit smaller. Now I'll just go back to my first one, give it another coat of red, fill it in a wee bit more, and it's really starting to stand out a bit better now that's on a third coat. And that's everything now. It has 3 coats of red on it. I didn't want to bore you with me doing all the coats on all the spoons, so that's ready now for adding the yellow and starting to wet blend. And if you've made it this far, nice one, thanks very much. Why not do me a wee favour, and if you're not already, go and subscribe. And your comments and questions are always welcome, and remember, there are no stupid questions here, so work away. So I'll add some yellow first, about a third of the way up, and then I'll come back with a clean brush and add like a band of red along the top of that yellow, and then I'll just gradually move the red down into the yellow and go back and forward between the two, just sort of blending them together and making sure my brush is clean. If you want to watch some professionals do some wet blending, just do a quick search on YouTube on wet blending. There's loads of tutorials on it, but this is my amateurish take on it. And you can see they're starting to come together now. It still needs a wee bit of work, but it's getting there. I'll just show you another one here. Just get my yellow on, and then put my band of red on behind that, and then slowly move that red down into the yellow, and then just switch between brushes, cleaning my brush every time. Alrighty, one more. Let's see if I can get this one in one blend. Oh, just got some yellow where I don't want it there. That's not too bad. That's not too bad for a first attempt. And so now for the other ones, I'll just go back and just tidy them up a wee bit and refine them a wee bit, and just try to make that edge a bit softer between the red and the yellow. It is just a matter of going back over it until it looks right. And that's looking much better now. That line's a lot softer now. Now see if we can do the same and soften this one up a wee bit. And this last one just needs a minor touch up. So there we go, 3 hot rodded spoons. I'll just give them a coat of lacquer just for some nice glamour shots at the end here, but that's pretty much done. And blended, wet blend there between the red and the yellow, looking good. And yeah, some hot rodded spoons. Just set them there and get them lacquered up. And as always, I hope this was helpful, and any questions or comments, you know where to go there down below. Work away. Thanks very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.